What are the ethical issues? What are the justification? Meaning, why is this a right thing to do? Is it wrong to write a program to scan local network computers? Is that a right or wrong thing? Sounds to me like a legit educational activity. But when you do it, you should probably warn, or there should be a sign in the lab to tell everyone, when you're here in the lab, you may be scanned because we're running experimental programs. Do you already know that when you're in the lab, that if you're connected to the network in the lab, that there may be programs running that is doing vulnerability scan? Should be something that anyone in the lab should know. So you're running that program. You discover that you can get in and you can scan all hard drive. You have found a vulnerability. If you found the vulnerability in the OS, is that something that you should report? Can you profit from that? And then as you scan the results, you now are discovering that there's a camera in the lab. Now, each one of these ethical questions is something you can research online and just look up, okay, local vulnerability scan, or ethics of computer vulnerability scans, ethics of computer labs, and pen testing. Essentially, where you're running a pen test on other computers, do the people in that lab know that you're doing a pen test? Generally, the ethics of pen testing are you have permission on whatever computer is being tested. There's some permission given to you. Either there's general knowledge, we're in the lab, we're pen testing everybody's computer in this lab, or when you run a particular pen test, hey everyone, I'm running my pen test right now. It may be the reason things are slow. But for there to be a camera in the lab, that gets to the ethics of the school. Are they allowed to have a camera in the lab without telling you?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Are we meant to address all of the ethical dilemmas or just one of them out of this?
Yeah, one or two of them out of this. I just gave you plenty to work from. No, you don't have to address everyone. Good question.
Thank you.
I just threw a lot of them in there just to make it easy for you to find one and pick one to maybe go into detail on. You're welcome to list the ones listed and say, by the way, I'm going to focus on that camera in the lab issue. You don't have to write up about every one of them. I think the last one is kind of interesting, that while you're looking through the pictures, that now should you be looking through the pictures that we're not sure people know that we're being monitored, you find someone doing research on a deadly poison. Now, are they doing legit? Hey, how could I defend against this? They may be just curious. Depending on if you know this person, there's lots of possibilities on what you would do if you see someone working on something that makes you uncomfortable, and without knowing that person, maybe you feel you should say something. You could go right up to the person face to face and say, what are you doing? You could write an anonymous note to that person saying, you were seen in this lab. This looks very suspicious. I'm not telling you who I am, but I'm warning you, this is looking very suspicious. You could go right to security, either anonymously or in person, and saying, here's what I found. I'm not sure you have the right to have these cameras in our lab, but here's what my program found, and it has me concerned. And hand it off to someone in authority. You could do that in person or anonymously. Depends on if you know this person. If I knew the person doing that, I would probably tell that person, you know, you're in this lab where they can see everything you're doing. This looks very suspicious. You probably shouldn't be doing that in the lab. And by the way, why are you doing research on this deadly poison? If you know the person, I'd say the best thing is to go face to face, and how you would approach that. So lots of ethical questions there that you can just pick one or two of them, and then of course do some research on it. Have 3 references, easy, very easy. Just do ethics of, or ethics, and then the topic, and plenty of online references for that. I think we'll stop there for today. Anybody have any questions or comments? If you, I'd say get started on that paper. It's due Thursday night. If you have any refinements you want to do, if you'd like to have me take a look at it, you just send it to me in an email, and I can give you my general opinion. Mainly, I'm looking for you taking a stand. Doesn't have to be your final decision. You can just say, hey, if I were to make this decision, here's what I would do and why. Take a stand for a position on something there, and do some research for backup. All right? Have a great day, and I'm hoping to be back Thursday.
So if I talked about like 3 different things, like the scan, the camera, and what to do with the information we found, do you think that'll be fine?
Yeah, as long as in each of those, you discuss why you think you should do a particular thing, and how you would go about resolving it. What would you report it to someone, or why you would say I'm gonna take a stand on this. Here's why.
Okay. Would you have a chance to look at my paper at all?
Yeah, send an email.
Okay.
I should be able to. All right. Have a great day. We will see you Thursday.